you save the world, this would be difficult. Like after the whirlpool, then you have the world. You know.
Well, I know this is something. We're all connected. You can sit here and think you're better than anybody else or any other life form on this planet. All you want. And I'm going to call you a sociopathic, delusional, ignorant infant. Please learn. We're all connected. I don't give a shit if you're a plant or a carbon-based enzyme. We're all carbon-based. If you can't figure that out, I don't know what's wrong. I really don't. You confuse the shit out of me. There's a great song by Eddie Vedder, Society. Listen to that song and reflect the words that are being said. I mean, please don't be lonely without me. But I don't want to be a part of your insanity. It's sociopathic, it's inhumane. I have the right to live how I want to live and believe what the fuck I want to believe, just like every one of you, and none of you have the right to tell anybody, let alone use force, how to live. And I'm sorry.
Let's say into that as long as you do no harm.
As long as you do no harm. You have a right to defend yourself. Every living entity on this planet has that right. It's inalienable. It can't be taken away unless you choose not to act upon it and allow some lunatic who says they're your authority. Really? Do you even know what the word authority means? It means the author of, which means the people have to speak it. Not one person just gets to say, oh, you get to do what I get to do, or what I tell you to do. That's insanity. Please stop following the insane train. Get off.
Well, the insane train, this is a nice word. The insane train. What was it that that made you talk about the insane train? What was it that you found out about the world?
Experience-wise, like some of my experiences in life. Oh,
the lies, the lies. People think it is in comparison to the other world. Really?
Oh, shit, man. Everything's a contract. Punk. That's it. I don't do shit if I am discussing something with you and we make a deal, an agreement. That's a fucking contract. Look it up in law. It's called verbal contract. You can write anything down on a napkin. Once two people sign it and it's witnessed, it's a contract. So whatever's on there is a contract. Bottom line, if they want you to sign something, they want you to sign a contract. Have the common sense to read the book. I know it's confusing. And it is. It's absolutely insane. The words they use, they do so manipulative shit. They use the Roman casing system to confuse you. So you look at the word law, but you don't understand, comprehend that if you spell it with the lowercase l, A-W, you're talking about commerce contract law. Pump, that's it. If you spell with an uppercase L, you're talking about human rights. Pump. Common law, which still exists even here in Austria, and people around the world in the millions are fighting for this. It's not dead. I mean, we're all grown up. This is common law. The basis of common law is this. We all grow up. It's not okay to attack people. Don't lie. Don't cheat. Don't steal. Be honest. Don't vote for someone else to do it on your own behalf. That's insanity. That's insanity. It's still robbery. Punked. I agree with a border system to an extent. But my God, the insanity that goes on just doesn't make sense. It doesn't make sense. Stop signing contracts, or at least have the intelligence to actually take the time to decipher words and what they truly mean. Because when you read shit that just says it's against the law or it's within the law that you can do blah 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 blah, you better make sure you know which law you're talking about. Stop signing contracts.
Let's talk about the words, because there is that thing called Black's Law Dictionary.
Genau, which is a massive amount of fucking confusion. You got nearly six categories of the legal definition of the word person. Do you know what a fucking person is? Persona. Hello. Good God.
Yeah, we have the same in the German. It's not the Black's Law Dictionary in German. It's the Köbler Juristisches Wörterbuch. And there as well you find all these definitions and distinguishing small little nuances of differences in the meaning.
Just by the capitalization of one letter. By the capitalization of one letter.
Yeah.
And it changed a whole different meaning of the context.
Yeah.
Everything. I don't blame you. I did the same thing you're doing. Just signed shit and agreed to it. And then I realized, wait a minute, this is insane. All these regulations are being placed on me that I just do not agree with. They're inhumane. It just doesn't make fucking sense.
Let's go back to birth. Once we go back to birth, then we can realize that any little thing we know about the system, the world, the contract thing, the capital thing, we've been told that. This wasn't in us as a being, like we said before, we are living beings. We've been told what they're talking about.
You're being indoctrinated.
Yes,
programmed.
This is what from my point of view, this is to be realized first.
Oh man, Dick Ike, and I don't agree with everything the man says. I don't. But he's got a lot of good information right on the fucking money. But one of the key things he says that I admire is, oh shit, what was it? What was the question again?
This was no question. You started to say something.
I forget what it is. I'm sorry.
Yeah, no problem. No problem. But talking about the money issue that you brought in a few whiles ago. The money is a big concern around the globe that it's as it is.
Oh, I would say anybody who believes in money is actually insane. Realistic terms, things are only of value because you deem them of value. Right now, the money system, if you wish to call it that, is, look, as long as you're using the dollar and the euro, the only thing you're doing is supporting war. You're going buying gas for your car, you're supporting war. Pedophilia, criminalistic behavior, plain and simple. No parent, and I'm a parent, to tell me the rationality behind telling me, one, you would never want your children in slavery or working in child slavery, and you would never work under really horrid conditions. But you have no fucking problem buying shit like Nike shoes or IKEA or half a dozen other fucking corporations just feeds your ego.
Well, it's not evident. It's not evident. Once you buy Nike shoes, then you don't see the misery around.
Well, that's the problem. You can't argue the point. It's either you don't want your children to be slaves and you don't want to be a slave, but then that also means you need to take into conscientious consumerism and buy products. Like here in Austria, I try and buy as many products as I can from Austria, but it's beyond me why an apple from Austria is 3 times the price of a GMO apple from Spain.
Yeah, South Africa.
Or South Africa or some shit like that. That's insane. Please. And then anybody who wants to try and grow real food are told they have to follow all sorts of regulations in order to do so. Please don't follow them. They're regulations. They're not law.
Yeah, this would make the cross between ranting and bringing the solution. Because what would be the solution?
Well, the solution is peaceful rebellion. Say no. Most powerful word on the planet. Say no. I'm not doing it. Fuck you. Seriously. You're insane. You can't justify being inhumane with some regulation made by a corporation. We don't have governments in the world. They're all corporations. Please wake up. Go to a library. Read some fucking books. Oh, I'm sorry. Wait a minute. Austria is too busy censoring half the fucking information you really need to know. Like they put people like Harvey Friedman in prison. For what? For what? Writing a book. In the end, it's writing a book and letting the people of Austria know what the hell is going on. Please wake up.
Yes, please wake up. But once you wake up, the people you know the first half hour, you can forget them.
Well, that's a whole different set of insanity right there. We have so many famous people throughout time and history, most of which have been assassinated, that said some of the most philosophical things that just made fucking sense. And instead of practicing that, you assassinate them. Or chase them down and call them terrorists because we speak what we feel is the truth. Okay.
You know, when you say every state on the planet is a corporation, I know what you're talking about. Some people out there know what you're talking about, and the others say, oh, that's all crap and bullshit.
Yeah, they're corporations.
On the other side, what would be the difference if there weren't corporations? Let's say we still have the king or the Caesar or whatever. This is another authority telling you how to live.
Okay, here's a good way to answer this one, in my opinion anyway. I get accused a lot of times in a lot of the groups, common law, OPPT, all of them. I go to as many as I can because there's a constant learning factor. And I made this term up myself. Ausleben is learning. Wenn du nichts lernen, du nichts leben.
Yeah.
Pumped. And the second part of that is giving our knowledge to the next generation in hopes of a better world. Cool. Stop following the insanity, man. No one has the right to tell you what to do. And you don't have the right to tell anybody else what to do.
Yeah, especially if it's by a piece of paper.
Especially if it's by a piece of paper. Unless you honestly meant to honor that document, don't fucking sign it. And don't be stupid enough to just sign shit. You're not dealing with governments anymore. These are corporations. You can look it up online. Austria is owned by the United States. So everything that the United States dictates will happen here in Austria. The NDAA exists. They will kill you.
May I ask a question?
Shit.
Could it be possible that once we say the United States, that Austria is a part of the term?
As a corporation, not as a country. There's two different things. There's the United States of America, and then there's the United States. United States, look it up. Hale versus Hinkle. U.S. Supreme Court ruled. It's a corporation. It's not a government body. Period. It was bankrupt for hundreds of years. Seriously. Puerto Rico closed their business license. Austria was owned by the United States. Legally speaking, even in commerce law, means all property is forfeited back to the people, all of it. Your public transportation, I love your public transportation, but it's controlled by a United States corporation. Pumped. The water,
Yeah.
your energy. I'm sorry, what part of an income tax is a false tax? And just because you give it a warm fuzzy term like income tax doesn't make it any less of armed robbery and terrorism. Because as soon as you threaten anybody with a gun or violence or imprisonment, you are committing an act of terrorism. That's international law. Look it up. Hello, read, bitte.
What do you think could be a possible transformation, step by step, from being a corporation to a common unity of free living beings?
Oh wow, shoot.
This is what
That's what we really want, but I can't really give any definitive answers. I can give ideas.
Yeah.
That's all I can give is ideas. I'm not telling you this is how it should be. I'm just saying here's a few ideas.
It could be.
How it could be.
Yeah.
How about stop thinking your ego and money is more important. Stop buying shit you know is causing harm to other people on the planet. It's an insane festival year after year every time shit like iPhone comes out. Everybody's got to go get one. Do you realize that there are children being kidnapped in Africa who are the only ones small enough to dig one fucking mineral out of the planet so you can have your iPhone? Really? And you want to try and convince me you don't believe in child slavery? Fuck you.
Do your research.
Do your research, man. Do your research.
Yeah, palm oil.
Oh my God!
Yeah.
I mean, and look at what's going on. It's all fear mongering, all fear tactics. It's got people in Austria so scared that the gun sales of Austria beat 1 year gun sales in America alone in 1 month. Einem Monat.
So we have to let that come down
Wow.
and give it a few seconds. Take a sip and say it again.
The gun sales in Austria beat 1 year of gun sales in America in 1 month. Einem Monat.
This is unbelievable.
But I tell you what, majority of the people that bought those guns were women, and I applaud you. I do. I applaud you. You are a human being with unalienable rights, and the situation that all this chaos has caused has put everybody at risk. And I pray every day, I hope for the best, I pray for the worst.
Yeah, but this would end up in fear mongering.
Could
Yeah.
end up in fear mongering. I mean, and it's a tricky situation. It really is. But it is a scary situation, and I don't have the answers. The only thing I can say is, look, realize you're living under corporate bylaw. I'm here in Austria. I have no citizenship. I am stocked in Laos. Laos? Stottenlos? Stottenlos.
Stadtlos.
Stottenlos.
Yeah.
Because I realized that I didn't want to be a part of an insane, inhumane system.
So how can it be that you're stadtlos and you're living here and you are not living in Austria because you're living on the planet and
Yeah.
the other people are playing Austria around you?
Well, there you go. I mean, you can claim whatever the hell you want. I see you as a human being in my book. In my book, you're a human being. Look, ancestry-wise, I come from the last kings of fucking Ireland. Good God, I don't pretend to be someone's duke or priest.
Yeah, this was the people playing Ireland.
Yeah, you know, this is people playing Ireland. You want to claim you're from Austria? Go ahead. Right? I just see a human being. That's all I see. And I think and it constantly hits me in the head. Oh, this is how the Creator, God, Yahweh. I don't care what name you give, whatever spirituality you believe in. I just look at it as, this is going to be an interesting situation with every person I meet. And I met some great people here in Austria. Really great people. And if I'm a classified as domestic terrorist for speaking my mind, I would call you a terrorist. Because you're the one using violence.
Yeah, it's about the harm. It's about the harm.
Man, come on. We're all taught the golden rule. Good God, practice what the fuck you preach, for God's sake. Yeah. Here's a quote from Mahatma Gandhi. There was a Christian pastor somewhere, I think he was in India, standing on his little soapbox, preaching out, God is blah, 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 whatever he was saying. And Gandhi just asked him a simple question. He's like, if your God is so great, why don't you step off that box and just go do it? Practice what you preach. Good God, you're a human being, and we have unalienable rights, or you're not. That's the world we live in. You're a piece of fucking property, an employee, dictated to by insane people. Personnel.
Yeah.
And it's a conundrum, because what are you supposed to do? I mean, I like the idea of Iceland, what Iceland did, which we don't ever get to hear about anymore. It seems to be the only logically compassionate landmass on the planet so far that I've seen where they actually changed their constitution, realized what was going on, put the people that were being criminals in prison, rewrote the constitution, truly publicly elected new members in office who are honoring their oath. And I'm wondering, why can't Austria do that? Why can't everybody else do that? Why can't the people just say, yeah, you're right, we get it, you're done?
Just to make it funny a bit again. You know, when you're talking about the constitution, then this is a piece of paper where all these missions of the people are written down. It's a piece of paper, you know. And you know what constitution in Austrian means?
Well, constitution, I mean,
this means geht draußen.
Yeah.
You can take a shower.
You can take a shower. Oh,
Yes.
wow.
You can go and take a shower, geht draußen, constitution.
So that means you can rewrite the constitution every day, every time you soap up.
Yeah, once you're soaked up, then...
I mean, do you people realize that because the United States Corporation that's supposed to be the parent company of Austria, that means the Constitution of 1871, the corporate Constitution of the United States, is the standing constitution for Austria. You don't have a constitution. The last constitution that you actually had is actually in Moscow. And if you contact them, they'll tell you the exact same shit. So will Czechoslovakia, Poland, Ukraine. Come on, it's all documented.
It's called constitution law. It's a gazette.
It's a gazette.
Yeah.
It's a gazette. And, oh man, a lot of people ask me about Weithhofen and Taya. It's funny because now there's a situation where crimes, which I call crimes, is requesting and or issuing orders, depending on how you see it, for the 42 people that were kidnapped and held hostage just for speaking their mind and trying to do a peaceful action are being called forth. And here's the joke of it all. Because I cannot be prosecuted under the gazettes. because I have no contract with Corporation Österreich. I am staatenlos. That makes me just me. I exist. I have the right to say and do as I please. I have to follow one law. It's a two-part law. Do no harm, cause no loss. And
How nice.
golden rule factor, folks. How hard can that fucking be? You all were taught it. Use some rationality here. You can't vote people in office who claim to be a public service but do not serve you in any regard. And especially under international corporate bylaw. A government and a corporation cannot exist in the same entity. That is international law. Please go read shit like the Lisbon Treaty, the Geneva Convention, the EU Compact. I can name multiple documents, and I will have them on a YouTube page. My Facebook account was canceled because I kept getting out too much truthful information. So the Tower of Mordor that you got sitting over here, what is it, Pratishtern? No, it's not Pratishtern. On the island, good God, I see the Tower of Mordor. If you took a clip of the Tower of Mordor and put it right next to that, the only thing missing from that tower is a great big eyeball.
Yeah.
That's it. Hello, NSA. Hello, motherfuckers. Get out of here. The TIPP, or whatever the hell they want to call it this week. Read it. Seriously, the NDAA. Agenda 21. I can give you documents for every concentration camp, which they call FEMA. It's a concentration camp. Throughout America, there's over 400 of them. Concentration camps, crematoriums. It's the fucking truth.
But once you say get out of here, NSA get out of here, and they don't go, then there's the other solution. We go out of here, of the concept. We go out of the concept. We leave the concept of the written world. And here we are, as free living beings.
I hope the thing I constantly try and keep on my mind is positive, because I get it. It makes sense to me, the whole consciousness factor. We create our own world. It does make sense to me. But it's hard not to ignore all the bullshit.
Once you ignore, you can't get away from it.
You can't get away from it anymore.
You have to look at it and decide not to be part of it anymore.
Genau. You literally have to decide not to be a part of it. And just do it. And have the courage to fucking stand your ground. I get asked this question a lot. I mean, I was asked earlier by Nora. A lot of the police officers were afraid of you because you're wearing a knife. And I didn't really give a good answer. Here's my answer. What were they really afraid of? Because they all had guns. And they are all standing most of the time outside of 21 feet of me, which is, if you ask any martial artist or anybody who's trained with guns or a knife, will tell you is the practical range for an attack with a knife. They all had guns standing over 21 feet away. I offered no violence. And the only thing we asked in White Fiddle was that you don't come with guns. Come talk to us. That's all we want. It's a fucking conversation. We want justice. Dialogue.
Yeah.
Rational, logical thinking shit. Come on. And you talk about the UN, the biggest corporation on the planet next to the fucking Vatican. Ugh. Do some research, man. And because I speak what I feel, I'm a threat. My question is this. Are you afraid because I got a knife? Or are you afraid because I'm willing to die for what I believe in, and that's for the sanctity and protection of human life? or all life. Period.
Maybe they were afraid of themselves because
Genau.
once I see that you wearing a knife, then I think of what I could do with a knife, and then maybe I could be afraid because I
Alright,
never know
so
what
you're
you do
afraid
with
of
your
that?
knife.
It's still